UFC. I am the greatest combat athlete of all time.
What's up, everybody? I am Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C, and on today's edition of Tell the Tape, we're going to be dissecting, that's right, Marvin the Italian Dream versus the Killer Gorilla, Jared Cannonier. Guys, this fight night's taking place this Saturday. Who is it that's going to win? Who is it that's going to have the challenges? Let's dissect them from up and down. Does Marvin Vettori have the power to knock out Jared Cannonier? Does Jared Cannonier have the takedown ability or the power to get rid of the Italian Dream? Guys, this episode of Tell the Tape wouldn't be possible without our sponsor. That's right, Cookie Co. Whenever it is that you guys want to indulge, you guys make sure you guys want all natural ingredients. You guys make sure to go to cookieco.com and get your cookie on. Anyhow, guys, enough talk. Let's take it to the big screen. So let's get this ball rolling, everybody. Marvin Vettori, number 3, versus Jared Cannonier, the Killer Gorilla, number 4. 16-6 with 6 losses versus Marvin Vettori with 27 fights, and 1 draw. 2 KOs. This is surprising to me. Right? Am I the only one that's kind of, does that seem real? I thought, for some reason, I thought that Marvin Vettori had a lot more KOs than that. Out of his 26 fights, he only has 2 KOs. I find that extraordinary versus 9 submissions. So let's look at Jared. Now, Jared Cannonier has got 10 KOs with, surprisingly, only 2 submissions. So this is a nice contrast of, you know what I mean? He's got the submission power versus he's got the KO power. 5'11" versus 6 foot. He has a 3.5-inch reach advantage on Marvin Vettori. Obviously a former heavyweight. Age 29 to the advantage of what Marvin Vettori has. He's got 10 years. He's got 10 on it with Jared Cannonier at age 39. And now, without further ado, let's start off with the Italian Dream, Marvin Vettori. Marvin Vettori's strengths, his durability, his heart. I think this is what makes Marvin Vettori very special in that sense, is the fact that Marvin Vettori, man, whether he loses, he's lost to Robert Whittaker, he's lost to Israel Adesanya, but the fact that he's been able to stay there and keep that composure, to me, it says a lot. The dude could take a hit. I know how hard Paulo Acosta hits, and this dude was just, boom, just walking it in. Traded the 5th round like if it was round 1, right? So his durability and his heart. Number 2, his toughness, because of his toughness that he's never been finished, man, like that. It's a trait. It's a trait to have durability, but also toughness, to be able to withstand kicks and be okay while taking them and still marching forward. A lot of where Marvin Vettori has a lot of his success is like when he's inside fighting. When Marvin Vettori gets inside the pocket, he starts letting things go, not caring. Like, that's where he's dangerous. He's a fighter who should be an inside fighter and necessarily not play so much off the distance, because the majority of the success that he does have is when he's fighting on the inside. His confidence and his resilience. Marvin Vettori's confidence and his resilience it's almost second to none. Like, in Marvin's eyes, I don't think he ever thinks he lost any of the fights. But it's also a good thing too, because there's times where, you still have hope. And the confidence piece is a major factor on what makes you one of the best fighters in the world. Like, his confidence, his ability to still believe in that dream. To me, it's extraordinary, and I'm good friends with Marvin Vettori, but it's his resilience for him to say, hey, I still want to be champ. I still want to be the best. People could say it, but when you heartfelt see it, and you know what I mean, especially from an Italian, like, they're very, very passionate people. But now, without further ado, as always, guys, I love to go to the weaknesses. Marvin Vettori's weaknesses: lack of adjustments. That's number 1. He's fought Israel a couple times before. I want to say I've been there for his first fight with Israel. I know it happened in Phoenix. I remember I was there, and it's almost like Marvin got some good licks on him, but he brought that over into the second fight, and it's almost like Israel was the person that made the adjustments, and Marvin Vettori was pretty much the same fighter, you know. So I think if there's one area where I feel like Marvin Vettori needs to do a better job, or even in that fight with Robert Whittaker, he didn't make those adjustments. You know, he should have been looking for takedowns or looking for something bigger to be able to make Robert Whittaker fight his B side. He's stubborn. You know, who says that, you know, Italians, the Italian style, they're known for that stubbornness, you know. There's movies based out of Hollywood off of these guys. Danny DeVito, what's the matter with you, huh? Anyhow, he's stubborn. Sometimes he can just stick to, you know what I mean? Like, he can stick to his traits, and sometimes I don't know if that's the best idea. His tactics, you know, you can fight everybody the same, but when you get at the highest level, can you really change the game plan rather than just trying to strike with somebody? Can you bring that second portion of leg kicks, maybe add in another leg kick? You know, he's a southpaw, you know, adjusting that leg kick to that lead leg, certain things like that. Obviously right here, 6 straight decisions in his last 3 years. I mean, Marvin Vettori, he's got the power. He's a big kid. If you ever see him, you're like, dude, this dude's got power. There's something that he either needs to be a little more precise or start working more on his power to where it hits and it's able to crumble people. If you hit people in the right area, you will. With the power that he has, you can put him out. And let's go over his rival, Jared Cannonier, the killer gorilla, the former heavyweight. The former heavyweight who ended up dropping down to 185 pounds. You know what that means? Guys, this dude is a strong body. I mean, this dude has strength like you wouldn't believe. Like, this dude is, when you're talking about strength, like pound for pound, out of everybody at 185 pounds, when it just comes to just pure strength, I believe that this man is the strongest out of all of them. Experience. 3 5-round fights. I mean, this man has fought a bunch of main events. I saw him fight Kelvin Gastelum. Obviously, he's fought Israel. He's been through these 5-rounders, and he's been in the UFC for such a long time. He's been battle tested. He has fought Izzy, Whittaker, Silva, Gastelum. Obviously, he has wins with Gastelum and Silva. But, you know, he lost to both Izzy and Whittaker, though the champ and the #1 contender. But something that I will say about Jerry Cannonier, he is experienced, and he does have an advantage, and his advantage is strength. But can he use that? Can he use it properly in a 5-round fight against another guy who is also legitimately strong too? His weakness, Jerry Cannonier's weaknesses. Consistency. His consistency's been a little bit he gets that close. He's almost there. You know, the champs themselves are calling him out, and he just you know, it's almost, you know. No, he doesn't have necessarily a very like dominant area. We're just like, man, he's not like a Francis Ngannou. Like, oh man, watch out for that right hand, or jiu-jitsu like Charles Oliveira. Dude, hey, you go to the ground, he's looking for something. He's looking for something to catch you on. Like, he's a jack of all trades. He has everything. But sometimes when you don't have something that's dominant that you can kind of pull out your bag, well, you know what? I take that back. He does have those 9 knockouts. You know, he has finished people, but recently I can't remember the last person that he's actually finished. Urgency. When he was fighting Israel Adesanya, I didn't see like an urgency in him to be able to win a round or throw out a beautiful right hand to stop Israel, like to stop him in his tracks. I think sometimes it's almost like he'll maintain composure for the whole 5 rounds, and that's not always a good thing. I mean, you know, take risk, man. With all that power and all that size that you have, this is what I would do. This is what I would work on. And then right here, not having the ability of making those adjustments in the fight. You know, there's times when, and I think that's where like your coaches and your game plan kind of comes in. Like kill a gorilla with your size. Are you able to use that wrestling? You know, there's no excuse for nobody in the United States to not know wrestling because we have the best wrestling coaches in the world. You know, I know my brother in the past, I think he's worked with Angel before, but you got to find somebody in that particular era that can bring the wrestling aspect into your game. Because yeah, you could wrestle, but you could wrestle in practice. Can you actually wrestle and top control when you actually fight? So these are things, these are answers that I want to be, that need to be answered. And now let's take it to the tail of the tape. You know, strikes landed per minute, Marvin Vettori. Strikes absorbed per minute, you know. Yeah, Marvin Vettori. Takedown accuracy. I mean, look at the stats. I mean, Jared plays. What that tells me is he plays a lot on his feet. Who is the biggest threat here? I mean, this is takedown accuracy. Like he has a 50% chance if he does take that opportunity, that more likely he is going to take you down. And again, Marvin Vettori with the takedown defense, 75%. You know, submission average 0 to 0.5. I don't even know what that necessarily means on the submission average, but whatever it is, Marvin Vettori, as we saw, he has 9 submissions versus Jared Cannonier's 2. You know, overall, like these are this is a very competitive fight. You know, you got 2 guys who can strike. You got 2 guys who have fought for titles. You have 2 guys that want to reach the top once again. And obviously, I always got to pick a winner here, even though, you know, I respect both of them like you wouldn't believe. You know, but if I have to pick somebody, I'm going to have to go with the younger guy. I'm going to have to go with the Italian Dream. You know, the Italian Dream, which if you guys didn't know, I think he, you know, I got to go with Marvin Vettori for the simple fact that he, you know, he's younger. And it's not so much the age, but I just think overall, I think he'll be able to withstand a lot of Jared Cannonier's power because he's done it with Paulo Acosta. You know, he's been there. He's had closer fights with guys like Whitaker and Israel Adesanya. So for that reason, guys, I'm going with the Italian Dream, my brother from another mother. Let's put an Italian flag here for him. You know, that's amore. Anyhow, guys, I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, a.k.a. Triple C. I want to give a big thank you to our sponsor. That's right, Cookie Co. Whenever you guys want to indulge in the best all-ingredient cookies, guys, you guys know where to go. So you guys go to cookieco.com and find a local store near you. Once again, I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, a.k.a. Triple C. And you know I am here to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And we are out!